I'm going to be giving you a sneak peek of the Gather Round Homeschool Christmas unit right after this. So December is just a couple of days away, and I know you guys are itching to start some holiday things if you haven't already, because I know there are some that is like right after Halloween, it's like all Christmas. But I know that some of you might be on the fence about trying Gather Round, trying the Christmas unit, and so I thought it'd be a really good idea to do just a little peek into the unit so you can see what it's like, and hopefully this will help you make a decision if you want to try it or not. So if you're looking at this video, then you probably know that Gather Round is a unit style curriculum, and so there's a lesson and then you've got workbooks according to the skill level of your child. So there's a pre-reader unit, there's also early reader, early elementary, upper elementary, middle school, and high school units. And when you purchase the digital unit, you're gonna get the teacher's guide and notebooks for all of those levels. Now, the Christmas unit is a mini unit, and it's different from a regular unit because it's shorter, and at least the Christmas one is. It's only 12 lessons, and also it's designed to take less time out of your day. So you could do this in conjunction with a regular unit if you wanted to. The mini units are designed to take about 20 minutes or so, and there's only about 3 pages per lesson. So I've got my computer here, and I'm going to be showing you guys what the unit actually looks like. So let's start with the teacher's guide. So after the introduction page, you are going to come across the table of contents. Now you can see here that there's a letter to the teacher, recitation, book list, supplies list, and then you've got the Christmas at a glance, as well as all the lessons and the appendix there. The recitation pages are the story of the birth of Christ, and so these are meant to be recited every day before your lesson. So this is a good opportunity if you want your kids to learn the passage, or if you want to read it out loud to them every day, just like a tradition a lot of families do to memorize the Christmas story. And one thing that I like about this is it's actually listed in 3 different translations, so you can pick which one fits your family best. Next up, you've got a Christmas book list, and these are picture books as well as read alouds. I'm going to do a separate video about all the books that I got. Some of them are on this list, some are not. It might be kind of short notice to try to get them from your library, but you might have some Christmas books already in your personal library, or you might be able to sneak out and purchase a few, or if you have like a really good library system, then you might be able to grab some from there as well. Next up, we've got the supply list. Now, I really like this because I do my weekly planning at the beginning of the week before the week starts, and so it's really nice to be able to look at the supply list by week and determine if I need to add anything to my shopping list. Not only is it broken down by week, but there's a list also for lessons. So if you need, like lesson 1, it says you need scissors, paint, and colored pencils, whereas lesson 4 is going to be a little bit more involved. So with this unit, you're going to want to make sure that you look ahead, maybe a couple of days or a week ahead, and determine if you need to purchase any additional items for the unit. All that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at lesson 1. So this is still within the teacher's guide. Here is a quick view. As you can see at the beginning, you see Day at a Glance, and it's got the recitation, the Christmas song, Gift to Jesus, and you're going to be making a stable. And so this is nice because you can see exactly what you're going to be doing for the day. You can determine, okay, I don't have time for this today, or I want to skip some things or spend a little bit longer time. That's up to you. You're going to go down, you see all the information. Lesson 1 is about Mary, the mother of the kings. This is the mother of Jesus, and you learn about Mary's story. Also the meaning of Christmas. You're going to read a Bible passage, as well as this Let's Connect page, and this says go around the circle as a family and share your favorite Christmas memory. What made it special, and what are some ideas that you have to be more intentional about the true meaning of Christmas? So I really like this. I think it's going to help my kids to just really be thinking and being more mindful about the Christmas season. A lot of times, I mean, it's natural for all of us, but especially for kids, to be concerned about what they're going to receive for Christmas. And so I like that this unit puts the focus back where it needs to be, which is on Christ. So let's hop over to the notebooks. I've got 2 pre-readers, an early reader, and an upper elementary student, but for the sake of this video, I'm actually going to show you all of the notebooks just in case you have some students who are not in what I mentioned. Okay, so one of the things that you see here is in the pre-reader, there's going to be a coloring page, and this coloring page is designed to keep your kid busy while you are reading the lesson. You can easily, if you have older children who maybe have a short attention span or just need something to do while you're reading, you can easily print this page out and give it to all of your kids, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing. So you've got the coloring page along with this page about the little drummer boy. And so this page is designed to get your kid thinking about gifts that they could bring or possibly make. And so I really like this. This page is essentially the same for all of the student notebooks, but basically you are going to be writing down your ideas of what you could do for someone else, a gift that you can give. So maybe you can sing or dance, or maybe you can make something from something that you have in your home. So the kids are going to have the opportunity to write down all of their ideas. Obviously for the younger students, you might need to have a sibling or an adult help them with that. The next page is a song page, and this is, there's a Christmas song that's introduced every week. So for lesson number 1, it's Away in a Manger. I like the fact that the actual sheet music is given. I just think it helps to add a little bit of like culture to the lesson. And then also, like if you have somebody in your house who plays an instrument, then you have the music right there. You can even play on the piano, or you know, you can play the melody on another instrument and expose your kids to music that way. This page is the same across all of the student notebooks. After that, you've got the stable page. Now, as you can see, this is for the students to cut out or color it or paint, and then you can cut it out. Because this is obviously going to be done on paper, I would recommend using maybe a thicker piece of paper, cardstock, or even like a heavier pound paper, maybe 28 or 32 pound paper if you have it. If you don't and you just have regular paper, I would recommend like gluing this onto like a piece of cardboard or something just to make it more sturdy. Once you get to the high school notebook, these students are actually going to be making their own. So whether that be with wood, or they can use, I don't know, Legos. They can, essentially they're going to be building their own rather than coloring something and cutting it out. So a little bit more advanced. Maybe if you have a builder on your hands, you could allow them to build their own. Let's skip ahead to lesson number 3. I just wanted to highlight the baking page. Now this is going to be in the student notebook. You have Rebecca's Chewy Gingerbread Cookies. Rebecca is the creator of this curriculum, and so she's provided her gingerbread cookie recipe here. The pre-reader and the early reader, early elementary, they have essentially just the recipe. And as the student notebooks go further, or what am I trying to say? Up in age, middle school, high school, they have additional activities. So for instance, the high school students, they have to convert the recipe into decimals as well as practice doubling the recipe. So that gives you your math for the day. Another thing in lesson 3 is random acts of kindness. Now I love this idea. I think it's really cool to sit down as a family and talk about what are some things that you can do to bless the people in your community, to bless your neighbors, to bless your family, and just do it just because. And I think we really need a lot of that, especially now, the end of 2020. This year has been really challenging for a lot of people, so I think that this is a really healthy practice to have. Now let's skip ahead. There is a family movie night introduced into, it's one time a week, and there are 2 movie nights that are given, 2 movie choices. One is like a fun movie, another one is more like spiritual based. And so one of the things that I like is that there's actually discussion questions that are provided for the movie that you choose. And so as you watch this movie with the family, You can ask them, maybe not during the movie, but after the movie, you can have that discussion and just create and foster more opportunities with your kids and spending time with them. Let's go down to lesson number 8. I wanted to show you this craft, and I think that this is really cool. It is a thankfulness tree. And so this page is essentially the same all across all of the student notebooks, but the kids are to gather, whether it be sticks, you can use cinnamon sticks, popsicle sticks, whatever you so desire, to create this tree. And then you've got ornaments that the child will cut out and attach. So it's kind of like a hanging tree, or you can attach it to your Christmas tree or whatever you decide. Again, for the ornament pieces, I would recommend using a heavier piece of paper or maybe laminating them so that they don't all fall apart. But it says, I'm thankful for, and the kids get the opportunity to write what it is that they're thankful for and attach it to their thankfulness tree. Okay, let's skip down to lesson number 9 and 10. These are about the hidden meanings of Christmas. And so in these 2 lessons, you're going to be going over the meanings of the candy cane, the Christmas tree, presents, and Christmas lights. And so I think that's really cool, just to maybe talk about some things that your kids didn't know, incorporating the history of Christmas. And so I think my kids will really enjoy these pieces. And then lastly, in lesson number 11, this lesson discusses Christmas around the world. So you're going to go over how Christmas is experienced in Portugal, Ethiopia, Australia, as well as Venezuela. And so I think this is really cool. I mean, just like to have the diversity. Our world would not be what it is without people being from everywhere. And I think that's something really important, to include diversity in everything that we do. So that's it. I just wanted to show you just a few of the lessons. I'm not going to show you all of them because that wouldn't be fair to Rebecca and all the work that she's put into this unit. But definitely you can follow me on Pinterest. I have a board called Christmas Activities, and I'm pinning all of the things that we are doing this year for Christmas, and even some of the activities that are here listed within Gather Round Homeschool. And so you don't want to miss that. You can also subscribe to my channel to check out all of the other Gather Round Homeschool reviews that I've got. And hey, let me know in the comment section, what activities are you guys planning to do with your kids this Christmas? I always love hearing from you guys. Don't forget, hiding is overrated, and I'll see you next time.